on the wall. But if your mind's neglected, stumble you might fall, stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall.
The last suspect we're going to talk about is Duane Weber. So what I'm going to say about this is Cooper committed the crime the same way that Duane Weber is alleged to. Why? Well, optimal solution. He fits the optimal solution to a T. Now, this does not mean that Cooper was Weber. Only that the truth is very close to how Weber allegedly got away with the crime. There are problems, like I said, there's problems with all these guys. Weber cannot be shown to ever have donned a parachute. Not conclusively. Weber can't be shown to ever know enough about aeronautics to give the instructions that Cooper gave the night of the crime to the pilots. Weber's DNA has been tested and compared to what was left behind on, not the tie, the little tie pin, the little tie tack, the little tie clip. This little tie clip that was found with the tie, which is a whole different topic to discuss, but it was found with the tie. And they found several male DNA on that tie clip. More than one. Several male DNA on that. And his did not match any of the ones found on the tie clip. So, that might be problematic as well. But, bottom line is, with some of this stuff that we can't know if he parachuted or to know enough to give the commands, I do want to say that that's somewhat of appeal to ignorance fallacy, in that absence of evidence is not evidence of absence necessarily. If you can't find the evidence, it doesn't necessarily mean that the evidence doesn't exist, or that the mere fact that not finding the evidence meant it does not exist. Truthfully, though, there is tons to be learned about the Cooper case from Weber's story. And if I do future episodes, this will be a direction I will talk about. Again, not to say that he absolutely has to be Cooper, but just that you can learn a lot about the Cooper crime, frankly, just by knowing more about this story, because it would actually explain the entire Cooper paradox matrix, the optimal solution, the reasons why, the money gap between the crime committed, and frankly, I'll tell you now, just so you don't have to wait, because I don't know when the next video will come out. But the reason why is because in this case, purported to, the guy lived in Atlanta, Georgia, and had no way to get away, literally to get away. So he lands and he has no way home, or a very limited resource home, and he has to use some sort of transportation mechanism to get home. Well, kind of tough to do that when you have a 20-pound bag of money and they're looking for a guy that just committed this crime. So it would be reasonable to assume that he would have left money behind, and that is allegedly what happened in this story. He left money behind, took some with him. There was a trip in 1979 back to Vancouver. He did chuck something into the river, a paper sack. We don't know what was in the paper sack. If you come back in 1979, why would you dump perfectly good money? Because it's not perfectly good. That's pretty simple, and that's reasonable to conclude. So it does fit the optimal solution. That doesn't mean he did it, but he's definitely, I would say, hands down the only suspect that's ever come up that's actually viable. These other guys aren't even close, or at least they have some major issues to resolve. So that is the series, folks. Thank you, and I guess feel free to leave comments. Maybe someday I will, you can email me. It's this username at Gmail. Maybe someday I'll respond. I really don't spend much time on this case, believe it or not. It's taken me a year to do this series because I'm too focused on other things. So take care. Thank you very much. See you next time.